Welcome back to the Gun Dungeon and on Enter Iowa's Outdoors. Today we are going to be putting new line on my Sharky Bait Feeder 2. We did a recent review on this reel, or we did a review on this reel earlier in the day, and now we are going to be putting some new line on this reel. Same thing as the bait casters that we've been doing lately. We are going to first want to back the reel with monofilament. So we are going to get out our trusty pen reel that has our stored line on it. This is 30-pound trilene big game, and we are going to put a little bit of line on this reel first. We're going to run it up through that first guide. We are going to make sure that our bail is open. That's a big thing. I've seen people take reels like this, shut the bail, put the line on it, and then realize that they didn't open their bail to attach the line on. Some people at this point like to just take the spool completely off the reel and then reattach it when they're done tying the line on it. For me, I don't really do that. I just tie it directly onto the reel because I use just a regular slip knot. So we are going to open the bail. I'm just going to leave it on the table like that because it's easier to show you guys that this way. We are going to make a loop, and we're going to tie a standard slip knot. There's our standard slip knot. Put it around the reel, or around the spool. Cinch the slip knot down, and just kind of let it work its way down to the spool. Now we have our slip knot on there. What I like to do is I like to put the knot directly in the center of the spool, just like that. Make sure that knot is cinched all the way down. We're going to take our tag end. We are going to cut right there. Oh, our bail closed on us. Let's move the knot right there to the center. Then we are going to close our bail. Let it close. And we are going to start reeling a little bit of line on there. Alright, so we reeled about 20 yards of line onto our reel. We are going to take and cut our line. Now, once we got our backing on there, we have to put our braid on. So we are going to be using 30-pound fire line today, and this is the knot I like to use. So I take my two pieces of line and I cross them just like that. Make a cross with them. Then I will take my braid side. And I'll wrap it 4 times around the mono. Okay. Then I'll meet the 2 at the top, and then I'll take my mono and I'll wrap that 4 times around the braid. There's 2, 3, and 4. So now I made this loop. Made a big O right there. Okay? Then I'll wet the line and I'll just start cinching all 4 corners down together. I usually take one and grab it with my teeth. I'll just cinch them all 4 down. So now there's a nice strong knot that's joining both my mono and my braid together. Alright, so now I'm going to trim the tag ends off. Do this off camera so it's a little easier. Try to get your tag ends nice and short because they are going to go onto the reel. You don't want a bunch of bulk on your spool. So now we've joined our mono and our braid together with one knot. We're going to grab our reel. Now, one of the things that people get wrong about this is they'll have the spool going the wrong way. I turn the spool over this way, you notice the line is coming off in a clockwise fashion. But your reel is going to be spinning, when it's facing away from you, it's going to be spinning in a counterclockwise fashion. So what you want to do is, usually, the best way to tell is look at the label. The label will usually be facing out, and which means the braid will be coming off in a counterclockwise fashion. Alright? You want to make sure of this because if you have it this way, you're going to get a lot of line twist. Alright, and line twist will end up, you'll get wind knots, you'll get all sorts of tangles when you go to try and cast. So if you ever want to see a wind knot, go ahead and try to do this and spool your reel. First time you cast, what will happen is your line will come off the reel, but then one of these coils underneath will open up because the line is twisted so much, and you'll get this big knotty twist coming out of your spinning reel. So make sure that the line is coming off in a counterclockwise fashion and that your reel is spinning in that counterclockwise fashion as well. So you're going to minimize a whole lot of line twist doing that. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to pinch up here to guide the line onto the reel a little better. It adds a little bit of tension to the line, not a whole bunch of tension, not that you're trying to crank it onto the reel as hard as you possibly can. You're trying to just add just enough tension to where it's going to go on the reel nice and smooth and even. Notice right here, now we have our knot. Here's our knot, and it's about to go on the reel, so here we go. Here's the knot, went right on the reel, and now we're starting to get braid on there. We'll fill this spool up really good. Boy, that's going on there really nice, isn't it? Just keep cranking until we fill this reel up really good with this nice 30-pound fire line. Alright, it's going on nice and even. Slow down a little bit so we can check our work, make sure everything's going on nice and smooth. Alright, so I think that's about enough line. So on spinning reels, what I try to tend to do is I try to keep the line tight, because no matter how hard you try, you're going to get a little bit of line twist no matter what, but not as much as if you had it spool off the reel or off the spool the wrong way. So I try to keep the line tight for a little while. And we'll take our line and cut it right there. So now we have a nicely spooled Cast King reel and got our 30-pound braid on there.